By day, my next guest studies and works in organizational management, and by night, she teaches aerial arts and burlesque at The Studio. Her latest endeavor, Talent NB, has been spicing up Moncton's live entertainment scene for a whole year now. Please welcome Jacinda Lefebvre, aka Cayenne Pepper. Hi, Cayenne.
Hi.
May I call you Miss Pepper?
Yes.
So you've been doing aerial arts for 10 years now?
Yep.
Okay, give me a bit of a timeline. How did that start? And how did you get into teaching it?
What's interesting is I look back at my time at Pink Fitness is what it used to be called. It's now called The Studio.
You're pink and you're fit.
Yeah, I try. And I look back and I remember doing an actual burlesque class very first, and I have a picture, I need to find it, of me in a pink boa. And it didn't turn into the beginning of my burlesque life. I then went into like pole fitness and just kind of did that for, I think it's been over 10 years.
Okay.
And now I am an instructor at The Studio.
So how long were you sort of practicing and taking classes before you said, I'm gonna teach this now?
I honestly don't know. I feel like maybe at least 5 years of teaching.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you did it for 5 years, and then you're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna teach people my stuff.
I very quickly started working at the desk at Pink Fitness too, so I immediately kind of went
You're
in.
like, this is my place,
Yeah.
these are my people.
Yeah.
I'll scrub floors.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And you'll do it fabulously.
Absolutely.
What other styles and disciplines have you explored at The Studio? I know, how does burlesque sort of relate to aerial, and how do they intertwine, literally and not literally?
Yeah. We do so much at The Studio. It's the best place because I went in as a pole dancer and I came out. I now do a sensual floor work class called Liquid Motion. And we teach chair dance, kind of like lap dancey. We're recently adding burlesque in there, pole dancing, handstands, aerial silks, aerial hoop.
So it's like a mini little circus academy.
Yeah.
That's essentially
Yeah.
what it is. If you want to become a circus performer, take her classes at The Studio,
Yeah.
which is on Louisville Road?
Yes.
On Louisville Road.
Yes.
Now let's talk about Talent NB. What is it, and what was your inspiration and objective for starting this new endeavor?
I was reintroduced to burlesque by my friend Destiny, and she did a workshop at The Studio for 9 weeks, and I took the 9-week program. I couldn't run to my credit card fast enough to pay for it when it posted, and after that, I was just engulfed, I just needed more in my life, and so Cayenne Pepper was born, and then in June 2022, I created the business.
Okay, so what is the business? What does it all encompass?
So originally it was, I want to do burlesque and I want to be able to do it on a stage.
Okay.
So it was that, and then it grew bigger into burlesque, drag. I want anyone to come up on a stage and do anything that is their talent. So it became more of like a talent agency or like production company.
Yeah.
And recently discovering now that we are creating this safe space community that I didn't know was going to happen.
Yeah, and one thing I want to say, I did one show with the group in December, and everything that I saw there, and since it's just so inclusive, and you're bringing people in who might not have the confidence to perform, but you're making them feel safe and praised, and that there's room for anyone to be a performer.
Yeah.
So what kinds of besides I guess conventional burlesque, what does that even mean? What other things could people see at a Talent NB show? So far we've done burlesque, drag, and then there's this little in between where you're not necessarily doing either, but you're theatrical on stage. And it's just really amazing to see, the next show that we have someone doing hula hoop stuff that I've never seen in real life, so it's really cool. Yeah. Fire? Has there been any fire yet?
We're trying. The venues don't love
that's
throwing fire around.
Well, actually, I've got...
But actually, I did just learn that there's a famous burlesquer that has fire tassels.
Oh.
And I'm intrigued.
Are they attached to the body?
I think so.
Oh, wow. I did a show once where somebody had to swallow just a little bit of fire for a second.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. The doctor, will this hurt me? Just a little bit is okay. That's why we're performers and not doctors.
Yes,
We don't.
yes.
We just do things, and if
Yes.
it goes up in flames, well, the show was fun. So, I know that you've talked in the past about how sort of conventional dance and performance settings didn't really work for you. You've struggled. Give me a bit of some insight into that and how you're able to push through that and find a performance style that works for you.
Yeah, so growing up, I was never, I want to say like good enough. I didn't make it onto the teams of dancing or anything like that. And I look back and I can laugh at that now because I realize it's because I can't, or not can't, you can do anything. I didn't fit in with a group because I can't count to music. I can't like get that vibe, but
Okay.
individually at the studio and at Pink Fitness, it was very much all about your personal journey. And I find that's what allowed me to grow as a dancer, individual.
I love that
guess.
you just
Yeah.
called yourself a dancer because that's the big thing about being an art. No, it's true. It takes a lot of courage to call yourself I am this, I do this, I belong here. And just because you don't necessarily adhere to conventional methods or you have a different way of learning doesn't take any merit away from the fact that you're an artist and the art that you create. And so that's why I wanted to talk about that.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And I think that that's something that you figured out for yourself, and you're also sharing that with other people.
Yes, I love sharing that I came from not a dancer. I came from like negative dancer experience to being a dancer and being able to teach people in a way that fits for them. Because I don't love when someone comes in and it's like, oh my God, you're so flexible, you're so this, you're so this. Like I didn't get that from any training other than like dancing on my own kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so everyone can do it their own journey, their own way.
You can Fleetwood Mac song.
Yes.
So yeah, what's something, what's on the horizon for Talent NB? I feel like there's something creeping up maybe next year. Can you give us a bit of a hint, a taste of that?
There's short-term, long-term, and future. Long-term, there is a plan in the works to have something in the more broader Atlantic region.
Okay.
It's currently being worked on.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's it.
but that's all you're getting.
If you're in Atlantic Canada and you
Yes.
like to perform
Yeah.
and you're a little different, you're a little weird,
Yeah.
this might be something for you.
Yeah.
Where can people, if people want to get involved or they just want to know what Cayenne Pepper's doing, the studio and Talent NB, give us all the websites, all the socials.
Sure. So Cayenne Pepper is Cayenne Pep on Instagram. And then Talent NB, you can find Instagram, Facebook. Those are,
All one word, Talent NB.
yes. And then the studio is the Studio Aerial Arts and Fitness.
The studio artisan.
It is owned by my friend Annika Russell.
Annika, I love that name.
And she's also a burlesque performer.
Yes.
Yeah, and so yeah, it's a great place. I love starting there. Like even if I want someone to be a burlesque performer, I'll still send them there. We don't necessarily learn burlesque every day there,
Okay.
but doing the pole dancing, meeting the people.
They're the building blocks.
Yeah,
The building
it's
blocks.
the beginning of the community, I feel.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of the beginning
Yeah.
and learning, I'm wondering if you will teach me a burlesque skill.
I sure could.
I am so excited. Okay, get ready for a segment called Skilled It. Okay, so what are you gonna teach me,
Oh.
Cayenne?
All right, I'm gonna teach you, do you remember the bend and snap?
Yes, I do.
Okay, similar but more sass.
Okay.
Okay,
Are
so-
you being Elle Woods today? Because you've got the pink and you've got the blonde.
Maybe that's my inspiration.
Okay, all right. So
Yeah.
teach me. What are we gonna do?
So you can do a hair whip,
Okay.
but pretend you're picking something up.
Oh.
So instead of just stepping out, going down and going, whoop,
Here's my
picking that up,
pencil.
you want to lift the chest.
Oh,
You're leading
lift?
with the chest.
Okay.
You're going to trace down that left leg.
I love tracing.
Yes. You're gonna pick that piece of dirt up.
Oh.
And then you're gonna bring it back up
Uh-huh.
and hair whip. Yeah. To add flexibility to it,
Uh-huh.
if you want to bend the the right
I feel
knee,
like we're doing Michael Jackson moves.
bend. It's the bend and step. So bending the right knee will allow you to bend
Further.
and grab the tip of the toe.
Tip
so
of the toe.
It looks like your flexibility.
Yes.
And then when you come on up, let the head hang,
Ooh.
and then
And then, fabulous pencil. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna give it one more go. I'm gonna give it one more go. Okay.
Okay.
I'm on my own now.
Okay, you
I'm,
got
I'm-
it.
I'm leaving the nest.
Leave.
Okay. Oh no, I dropped my Kleenex. Oh, I gotta blow my nose. Oh my gosh. Here it